That they made those demonstrations to the European Clubs Association, which is the body that represents 246 European clubs, and whose president is Andrea Agnelli, who of course also happens to be the Juventus president. They had long...
Is this any different?
It's different because it's another step forward from those big clubs to try to set up a Super League, for example. I think for me this is the start of the biggest poker game that Europe just want a response from UEFA, and maybe they want UEFA to sit down again and negotiate with them, like Gab said, a bigger slice of the Champions League money, whatever it is, TV money, sponsoring money, marketing money, and they want to get paid more than that. Maybe they want
and only go and play those 11 other teams or something like this, which isn't the case. But like I say, I'm not somebody who is against a pushback against FIFA, because I think FIFA and some of the other governing bodies, I think they have at times an excessive amount of power. And I think
the president of one of these clubs, with the full support of the European Clubs Association, and they negotiated this deal. So I take your point about it being poker, but the poker is over. They voted to accept this deal. And so
no quadruple from Manchester City as Chelsea beat them in their FA Cup semi-final at Wembley.
Good morning. It's a dry and sunny day across England and Wales, and a little warmer than yesterday. Further north, there's more in the...
Correspondent Nicholas Witchell looks back on the funeral that was watched by millions of people around the world.
Quadrangle were the military detachments. They stood with heads bowed and rifles reversed. The scale was smaller than would have been the case without the pandemic, though that's hardly something that would have troubled the Duke. With great care, it was placed on the hearse. Behind the hearse were members of the royal family who were walking to the chapel, headed by the Prince of Wales. On the seat, his cap and gloves. Among the members of the family walking behind the coffin were Princes William and Harry, the focus of so much attention, walking with their cousin Peter Phillips to action stations. Greater poignancy. The family mourners departed.
Itself, and she looked onto the coffin and she said goodbye to her husband of 73 years. And last night, the royal family tweeted this very poignant picture of the Duke of Edinburgh after the funeral.
Global media attention. But the breaking away or carving of these giant icebergs is a natural part of the ebb and flow of the dynamic ice shelf.
Does the whole journey and the breakup and demise of an iceberg of this scale, does it give you how climate change is going to affect the ice sheet at large in Antarctica?
One event on its own can't tell us that much, but what we're looking at is the regularity of these events. Are they becoming more frequent? And iceberg carving is a...
See the headlines as they happen and watch BBC News live in the app and get the full story with bbc.co.uk.
What is football? Nothing without the fans. And they're not even thinking about the fans.
Well, do you know, hang on, do you know the irony in all of this? The irony in all of this. Take a look at that. That banner is on the Stretford end at United at the moment. Football is nothing without fans. Might as well put up a banner that says football is nothing without a streaming platform in China, because that is kind of what they believe, as opposed to that.
Well, I'm gobsmacked that the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola know about this and haven't gone up against it, because they do understand. So won't be in it.
Well,
what player wants to be involved in a...
what are your challenges?
UEFA said that have issued this statement. UEFA and English and Spanish and Italian federations, the clubs concerned would be banned from playing in any other competition at domestic European...
Leicester went and won the league to then play in the Champions League. What we saying? They're not allowed to play against the big boys now.
I honestly thought that football, it's a working class sport. for working class people that work really hard.
But that feels like it's long.
But it does in there, and we'll be okay. Forget them, forget the players, forget the staff, forget the fans. This is about me, who wants more money. I think it's bang out of order.
I can't see it happening.
Well, and that is another point of view that this has been thrown out there before. And now Joel Glazer, co-chairman of Manchester United and vice-chairman of the Super League, is quoted on this statement. But he says, by bringing together the world's greatest clubs and players to play each other throughout the season, the Super League will open a new chapter for Europe.
Is going on. Because what player is going to not want to play for his country and play in all the other competitions? I don't know one.
You know what? Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I just believe what they'll say is they'll go, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll give you more money. Players aren't all about money.
No.
They're not.